Okay. Welcome, everyone. Hello there, virtual world. I see you. Please wave. If you don't have your camera on, please feel free to turn your camera on. As Kate Lanigan McGregor said earlier, you're only about an inch big, so we can't really tell what you're wearing, what you look like. Whether you have mascara on or not. And for you men, I know that that's a big concern. What a joy it is to be with all of you today. So we are here, in case you didn't know, we are celebrating the installation of the 2021 New England Region RRC leadership team and your incoming president, obviously Lisa Parenteau. So yay! We're also going to pay tribute to your 2020 leadership team who had quite a hurdles to get over this year. And I would like to recognize your 2020 leadership team and President Sheryle DeGirolamo. So thank you. And some of your leadership have their background, so enjoy that. We put out all the stops. I hope you got the champagne and the caviar that was sent to all of you. You guys got that right? Right? Some of you are like, wait, what? I'm going to my front door. Don't stand up. We don't know what you're wearing from the waist down. So no need to stand up. But welcome. I know it's important to your incoming leadership and especially to Lisa that you are inspired today. And I am inspired by everything that Lisa does. I was so honored to be asked to be your MC today, but I am honored because not only am I in the company of Lisa and this very important event for her, but each one of you being installed and each one of you that served this year, you guys are a group of true professionals. So it is my honor and I am inspired and I hope that you will be today. I have a tremendous amount of respect for each one of you. I know Lisa does as well. So let's get on with today's program and just pretend that we're all together somewhere having a cocktail. Some of you may be drinking already, I don't know. But before we start the formal program, I would like to introduce, and it is my pleasure to introduce from beautiful downtown Medway, Paul Yorkis, who will lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance. And I'm going to remind everyone to unmute themselves when you're speaking. So Paul, we just need you to unmute yourself. Paul, you're talking.
Yeah, you don't have to stand yet. You can sit down, Sheryle.
Okay.
Sit down. It's all right. First of all, I really want to extend my thanks to Lisa for inviting me to do this. Today is a very important day. Not only is this the day that members of the Electoral College from all 50 states and territories and the District of Columbia cast their ballots, not only is this the day that the first doses of the approved coronavirus vaccine are administered, this is the day that 9 incredible realtor leaders, Lisa, Marie, Nora, Karina, Kate, Christine, Anne, Shannon, and Sheryle will be sworn in to lead the New England region of the Residential Real Estate Council. Each of these leaders will raise their right hand and pledge to do their best for the RRC New England membership. But before they pledge to do their best, I will ask each of you and each one of them in a moment to join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. The first version of the Pledge of Allegiance was written in 1892 by Francis Bellamy. And in 1924, the National Flag Conference, I didn't even know there was such a thing, changed the wording. And in 1954, the wording was changed again by Congress by adding the words, under God. I believe it is critically important that when we recite the pledge this afternoon, we recognize its importance as we move forward as the United States of America, knowing all of the challenges and opportunities that lay before us as citizens, as realtors, and as members of the Residential Real Estate Council in 2021. Now, Sheryle and everybody else, if you could please stand and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you again very much, Lisa.
Thank you very much, Paul. Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank you,
Paul.
everyone. And for those of you just joining us, welcome, welcome. I'd now like to recognize, again, it is my great pleasure to recognize Annie Hart from Cape Cod, who will lead us in the invocation.
Thank you. Thank you very much. And I too am very pleased and honored to be here. So if you would each take a moment, and this is an ecumenical prayer. Please feel free to insert whoever you worship. I worship the Lord. So, dear gracious Lord, we sit before you as a grateful and humble servants. Thank you for blessing this gathering of real estate professionals as we celebrate a change in leadership. Leadership, which has been so critical during this challenging year of pandemic. We are grateful, Lord, grateful for the lessons of perseverance, innovation, resilience, and grit that have been a daily test for our real estate community. Lord, it's no surprise our leaders have had to be innovators, cheerleaders, and promoters during this year of physical and emotional stress, during this year of periodic isolation. We gather today to thank you for keeping us safe and keeping us enthusiastic about our jobs as shepherds, for we shepherd the people to and from their homes. Help us, Lord, to continue to be helpful in these transitions. Remind us that this is a noble profession. Lord, it is my sincere request that you hold this body of professionals in your inclusive love and care. Please lift up Lisa as she takes the reins as president of the Residential Real Estate Council, and let her enthusiasm, optimism, and passion spill over into its membership. Allow Lisa to continue the good work and vision of our outgoing president. May you fill Lisa with the gifts of empathy, patience, humility, and purpose. Please, Lord, bless our outgoing president, Sheryle, for she has led with an innovator's precision during a very difficult time. We celebrate Sheryle's diplomacy, accountability, and perspective. We as a community call on you to show Sheryle our gratitude by keeping her and her loved ones safe and blessing her with continued success. Lastly, Lord, help us to remember in the upcoming new year to be authentic and kind. Help us to take care of ourselves in 2021 so we can continue to help others. Help us find balance between home and work. Remind us, in order to give of ourselves and our energy, we need to be continually filling our energy coffers. Thank you, Lord, for hearing my prayer and for wrapping my colleagues in a warm embrace of your care and love. May this year ahead bring us many more reasons to be grateful. Thank you, Lord, for helping us recognize our gifts. Amen.
Amen.
Oh, thank you so much. That was beautiful. Oh my gosh, I don't know about you, but I could use some inspiration, and that was it. Thank you. Lovely. Let's hear it. Yay. Okay, so we're going to move on. Did everyone, does anybody need to refill their champagne? Get some more caviar? You're all set? You're good? Everybody got their food delivered to them, right? Right? You all got it? Okay, no, some of you are like, I don't know what you're talking about. I didn't get that. Maybe you didn't pay for the full event then. All right, what I'd like to do now is recognize, Lisa's like, just stop. Everyone's looking at their mailbox for caviar and champagne. I'd like to recognize our very important business partners for 2021. Pillar to Post, Todd Case. Todd, you on here? Todd, say hi if you want.
Hi there. I am
There
on
you
here.
go. Todd, thank you so much. Thank you for joining us. Our partnership is so important. Katie Weldon of Total Mortgage. Katie, were you able to join us? If Katie wasn't able to join us, we thank her, and please thank Katie when you get a chance to see her. And our other business partners for 2021, Liz Cotter of Cotter Law. Liz, are you here? Thank you, Liz. We appreciate it. And last but not least, our year-long sponsor, we're pleased to announce, is the Cape Cod and Islands Association of Realtors, a year-long sponsor. So let's hear it for all our business partners. And if you have an interest in becoming a business partner, year-long, please talk to Shannon or Ann. Thank you so much. We couldn't do what we do without you. All right, and now it is my great pleasure to recognize our 2020 leadership team. Guys, there's just not enough that could be said for all the fabulous work and leadership provided by Sheryle and her team, but allow me to share with you and recognize these important folks. From Vermont, our network director, Kathy Sweeten. From Rhode Island, Director Ann Enos. From Massachusetts, Christine McClellan. You can wave if you want. If you're here, you can just wave. Again, from Massachusetts North, Jackie Santini. From Maine, Mark Schoenthaler. From Maine, Vicki Kennedy. From Connecticut, Tom Clancy. And I can just hear the roaring applause. Just pretend you're hearing roaring applause, right? Okay, also from Connecticut, Karen Stevens. Our 2020 communications leader, Kate Lanigan McGregor. Our 2020 members special events leader, Ann Meswar. There's Ann, I see her. The membership leader, Keith Krikorian. Thank you, Keith. Our education and events co-leader, Nora Lynch. I know Nora's here. There you are. Our education and events leader, Kelly Catallo. Where's Kelly? There you are, Kelly. Thank you. Finance co-leader, Marie Presti. Finance leader, Richard Coughlin. Our 2020 president-elect that needs no introduction, Lisa Parenteau. And certainly not least, but we have our 2020 national president, Richard Waystack, who certainly worked very closely with our hero for 2020, Sheryle DeGirolamo. Sheryle, thank you. Thank you. And would anybody like to just share anything about Sheryle, their experiences this year? Something great that happened? I really just feel like there's just, nobody says Sheryle's name without a huge smile on their face. So I think that all of us owe you a debt of gratitude for what you've done this year, how difficult and the challenges that you faced. And yet you know, I remember us all last year around this time, and no one could have imagined what you would have faced. And I know how difficult it was for you, and for you to come across on the other side so graceful and so professional and without even skipping a beat. I think we all would like to give you a big round of applause.
Thank you. Thank you. It takes a village though, Kim, doesn't it?
Oh gosh, yes. Well, sometimes it feels like we're living in a village, right? Although I would like to see some people if we were in a village, right? I don't see people, but thank you. Sheryle, thank you. And I know you're gonna you're going to speak to us a little later in today's program.
Thank you.
So thank you. Thank you very much. All right. So I would also be remiss in my duties if I didn't recognize other state and national dignitaries in the room. I think we have our MAR president, Kurt Thompson, is here. Thank you, Kurt. Holly Woodward's here. I think, Holly, hello. Would you like to say hello to the group?
I'm never at a loss for words. So I do want to say thank you for having me today. I am absolutely thrilled to be here. To the point of Sheryle's leadership, I'll just take a moment. I know that, we had a lot of calls nationally as an executive team, and Richard's on here and he can certainly speak to this as well. But I will, because I'm not from your region. And sometimes it's nice to hear from somebody that's not in your own backyard. But there is so much respect and admiration for the level of leadership that y'all have shown, Sheryle, and your entire leadership team for 2020. I can't say enough. And you are right, it takes a team, and we as leaders are always looking for our replacements, right? That's one of our first tasks. But just a huge, huge shout out to you. Shout out to your leadership team and the incoming leadership team, because as we all know, volunteer leaders don't always have the time, but we always have the heart, and we make the time for things that matter the most to us. And our RRC family is absolutely amazing. And it's even better because of leaders and members like each of you. So thank you from the bottom of my heart, in a national leadership role. To be able to work with y'all makes what we do and what we want to accomplish attainable. So again, thank you so much for having me, and congratulations to you, Sheryle, and your team for a successful year, and to you, Lisa, and your team moving forward. Can't wait to work with y'all. Thanks again.
Holly, thank you.
Holly.
Thank you so much.
Kim?
And thank you for joining us. Kurt, would you like to add something?
If I could quickly, because with Sheryle, it's just so incredibly special. And I've had the opportunity to work with Sheryle for a number of years. Sheryle, I just want to personally thank you from the bottom of my heart as well. I have been so incredibly impressed with what you've done with the CRS organization, with the RRC here in New England, with your leadership. And most importantly, the broad tent that you brought, looking at all the up and coming leaders, looking at the collaboration, the partnership you put together with so many CRSs across the state. I can honestly say you have done one of the best jobs I have ever seen a leader do with this organization. And I am so incredibly proud of the impact and the long lasting impact this will have on Northeast, the New England region RRC. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Making me cry, well.
Oh, goodness. Kurt, thank you so much. I think Tom is here. Tom, are you here, Tom? I thought, oh, there he
Oh,
is.
hello, Sheryle. Yes, I'm on my way to the airport, but I had to dial in and congratulate you, Sheryle, for all the work that you've done. We certainly all appreciate you and the work that you and your board have served in 2020. And congratulations to Lisa Parenteau. We look forward to everything that you're going to be doing in 2021. Congratulations and thanks for having us.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Sheryle, geez, we're making you cry. I feel bad now.
All happy tears.
Oh, happy tears. Good. Anyone else? Anyone would like to share anything at all? You're welcome to. Again, just a debt of gratitude for anyone that's taken on the challenge, Sheryle, that you have this year. No, and nobody from her leadership team wants to squeal on any secrets. Well, we've got some upcoming reports.
Yes,
So we're going to
those reports.
and maybe we'll hear some background. I'd like to start with finance. Rick Coughlin, if you could give us an update, please. Oh, we just need you to unmute yourself.
There we
Rick.
go. How's that sound?
Go. Perfect. Thank you.
Quite frankly, we're broke. No, I'm kidding. The New England region is comprised of the 6 New England states: Maine, New Hampshire, Vermont, Massachusetts, Connecticut, and Rhode Island. Our budget for 2020 was $65,455 with an equal amount of budgeted expenses. Through October, our realized income is $27,431, although our anticipated budgeted income was $47,950. Actual expenses ran $10,051, resulting in a $17,300 gain. Our reserves stand at just over $68,000, an increase of $10,000 over last year at this time. This has indeed been a strange year, one that we hope is unique. That said, we've certainly been blessed. I especially want to thank our membership and leadership team. While our goal has always been to provide great education and opportunities for networking rather than to make a buck, we certainly don't want to be consistently losing money. This year has been especially challenging. However, everyone stepped up. For much of this year, we haven't been able to gather in person. However, Lisa Parenteau, Kelly Catallo, and Nora Lynch have done a phenomenal job providing courses both for designation and maintenance credit via Zoom. Kelly and Nora launched Monday Masterminds again via Zoom, and Marky Lemons ended our year on a high note with a 2-day course on social media. All in a year when we have not been able to provide in-person courses, and we anticipated a huge cash shortfall. Not only did we not experience a financial bloodbath, we've actually made a few bucks. Again, in a year that could have gone so bad, we have been so blessed. Finally, I want to thank Sheryle DeGirolamo and Lisa Parenteau for their support over the past several years. This marks my last year, my last report to you as I finish my run as finance leader for the New England region. Marie Presti will continue the work and will ensure the financial security of that New England region. Thank you all for allowing me to serve you. And that, Madam President, concludes my remarks.
Thank you, Rick. Thank you very much. Thank you for all that you've done. I know we all appreciate it.
Thank you, Rick.
Yes, let's hear it for Rick. Yay. Fabulous. Okay, now we're going to move on to.
Kim, I just wanted to mention, just to Rick's enormous credit, when we did send out, we'll be talking about that in a bit, questionnaire or an invitation to people to serve on the 2021 committees and leadership, Rick, even though he was stepping off as finance chair, volunteered to be on membership committee for next year. So I just think that's an amazing, it just shows that, his long-term commitment and vision to the region and to RRC and CRS. And I just want to say thank you so much for your service so far. And we've got your number and your email address, and we know where you live. So we know we'll see you lots in the future.
Again, thank you so much. Okay, so why don't we move on to Kelly Catallo and Nora Lynch for our Education Committee report.
Okay, Nora, you here?
Yes, I am.
So excited.
So as everybody can see from the backgrounds, Nora is the techie in our crew, not me. So we had a fantastic year. Sheryle, thank you for giving us the opportunity. I think I speak for both myself and Nora when I tell you we're excited to have gotten to know one another by being co-chairs. We were able to build a great friendship with one another, and we got to know so many people in the New England region. Back in January, before anything went wrong, we started out our year with a creative, interactive educational event. If anybody remembers, Happy New Year. Network Director Jackie Santini secured the sponsorships in the venue at Lord Hobo Brewery in Woburn. Sheryle, you've got great video. There was a lot of fun that was had that night. And Happy New Year was a fun, interactive, educational, and a great networking opportunity for the 30 members that attended. And that night, we all had this great conversation and was like, gee, wouldn't it be great if we could take this to other regions? And we weren't sure how we could get it there, and Nora's a great Zoomer, and little did we know that we would need that skill as the year went on. So come April, with the area and COVID lockdown since March, we pivoted our education program, and Nora and I designed a virtual venue with help of everybody on the leadership team for weekly education and networking for the members, and it was called Mastermind Mondays. The format of this program was a 30-minute gather, greet, educational presentation, and a Q&A interview. We researched engaging speakers with hot topics and put together and hosted the following 17 educational programs. We created social media marketing videos promoting the upcoming events. All in all, the project was a great success, with many members finding aha moments and new tools to use and grow their business, as well as a place to come together and build community. The bonus effect was building the audience and creating engagement and content on the Facebook public page and private group. And thanks to Christine McClellan, you can also watch a repeat of all of these great educational events on our YouTube channel. We just want to thank all of the people that participated, and we can't go any further without thanking Marie Presti in Newton. April 20th, when you brought us Exceeding SBA and the PPP, you know, you were able to bring it to our members, and that was questions they had. Big Name came in on April 27th with Laura Monroe from Inman News. We had Alex Camilio, who, when we talk security and real estate and the realtors, he's the man. He's a CRS instructor from Vermont. Shortly thereafter, on May 11th, everyone's like, we're going back to work, but how are we doing it? And Joe Scott was able to teach the realtors how to do it with the success he had with virtual open houses. Our favorite friend, Kim Cameron, the CRS instructor from St. Louis, Missouri, came in on May 18th with lean business, because that was the time when we really need to cut back on expenses, but you didn't want to cut in the wrong spot. We were super excited to have Pam Ruggiero on the same day from Arizona with community giving and referrals, and how that was helping her succeed. June 1, I brought you Virtually Speaking because it's just what I do. We're building community in real IRL relationships via the virtual world. And then on June 8th, up from Jacksonville, Florida, Gonzalo Mayer came to the New England region with Profit with Global Business, which was such a huge hit that we're talking about how he could probably come next year and bring a credit program. Kurt Thompson, you did us the honor on June 15th with Stay Home and Profit, and how people should leverage people in order to keep their business going and growing. Addie Owens, June 22nd, if you remember, it was about the time the lockdowns were all lifting, and Addie came back with the bounce back and its resiliency. Katie Lance, the Social Smart Academy in California. She came at our members with winning with social media. And a lot of our members got so many great tips that they actually went and signed up for Katie's Social Smarts Academy afterward. Jen Teskey, I love Jen. I met Jen at Lee Brown's Speaker Boot Camp. And July 13th, she came in with 3 Google apps I can't live without. And Jen's from Illinois. Sarah Gustafson, one of our New England region members, well known to everybody, in Holden, Massachusetts, has built a fantastic business with BNI Networks. And Sarah, I hear quite a few of our members have gone and joined BNI because of what they learned from you that day. July 27th, we brought in Laurel Starks from San Diego, California. She is the author and the well-known divorce realtor with the divorce niche. She created such a great program that actually 2 of our members have signed up for her program, and we're hoping to bring her back to the New England region in partnership with a lot of our states. On October 5th, Kim Cameron came back again with a preview of a credited class that we're going to offer, a preview of top of mind techniques to boost your brand. On November 2nd, Marky Lemons, that ball of energy, came to New England from Chicago, Illinois with success tips of success agents. And that was a preview of the credited class she was going to do for us. Preview of 7 things successful agents do differently. And then we just had Barb Betts from Long Beach, California. I never realized how Asana and Slack could really help my company run better. And what a packed information she gave us. And then following all that great information, by the way, Rick, we didn't have to pay for any of that. Wasn't that awesome? And then we followed it up and we closed out the year in Q4 in our business planning session. Kim Cameron came in on October 20th and 21. We did 2 half days. We went from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m., which was great because our realtors could get business done in the morning and business done in the afternoon. Top of mind techniques to build your brand. And then Marking Lemons on December 8 and 9 from 1 to 5. Our realtors loved it. They could still work half a day. 7 things successful agents do differently. We had great attendance at both of them. And with that, I personally would like to thank you, Sheryle and Lisa, for the opportunity to be the education co-chair this year. It was a lot of fun. I met a ton of people. And Nora, my new great friend. You know, what a year it's been, and I'm glad that I did it with you.
I'm glad too. Thanks so much, Kelly, and thanks for taking the lead on that. Thank you, Cheryl, and also thank you, Lisa and Kelly. It's been really a fantastic year for us.
Great job, ladies. Really well done.
Yes, let's hear it for Kelly and Nora, who apparently didn't have much to do this year. Are you kidding me? What a full slate. COVID didn't have anything on you guys. You guys just nailed it. Fabulous. What great offerings. So timely. Let's hear it again for Kelly and Nora. Nice job. Nice job. Thank you, ladies. Thank you both very much. I'd like to go now to Kate Lanigan McGregor for the communications report. Kate, how you doing?
Hi, I am doing great, and I'm going to keep this a little short. We had a couple of opportunities this year to cross-platform ways of communicating with our members and getting out our messages. And as they alluded to, Christine was able to get all of our Mastermind Mondays on a YouTube channel. And we have also taken all of that and put it into a storage so that we can repurpose that for 2021. And we also had a couple of opportunities to, as I say, reach out to different people in different manners and in getting them in here. So overall, it was a very positive year. And I think it was a year of a lot of growth, trying to figure out how to connect with people on many different levels. And so for that, we are super grateful. So thank you both, Nora and Lisa, and all of the leadership team. You have been amazing.
Well, thank you so much. Kate, thank you for all you've done. Thank you for your report. Thank you, Rick, Kelly, Nora, Kate. And now we're going to go to Lisa for a membership report.
I will. Am I off mute?
Yes.
You're off mute. You're good.
Yeah, so here are the numbers for 2020. Pretty awesome. There's almost 1,100 members of the region completely. And again, as I think some of you know, we are the only region in the country, the most fabulous region, even if we weren't the only one, but we are the only region. So we are the 6 states that you see there. We have 967 designees and 102 members. And the total for, oh, did you hear me? Total for the year is,
oh, I just want to make sure you're screen sharing.
Oh yeah, are you not seeing my screen?
Just that one slide, please.
Oh, let me get back to here. All right, are you seeing it now?
Yep. Well,
okay.
It was
so anyway, here is our region, 1,069 members and 967 designees. And then I'm very, very proud to share that these are our 2020 designees, that people that gained the designation this year. I'm going to run through real quickly. Please forgive me if I don't pronounce your name correctly, but this is such an amazing accomplishment. I know I had a little thing on my spreadsheet when I finally hit the production that I needed to be able to apply for my my designation. I literally had a special cell on my spreadsheet. So I had the docs all set up in .loop, and I was just waiting to get that CRS. So Donna Sabatoni, Cheryl Tamlin, Robert Gent, Ann Fitzgerald, Guy Contaldi, Janet Murray, Isabella Wilson, Lori Hughes, Denise Oliveris Molina, Sophia Noom, Leslie Floyd, Guillermo Molina, Carolyn Weller, Melissa Giangrasso, James Burton, Gail Winters, Lindsay D. Filippi, Lori Kane, Kayla Nault, Patricia Lyman, Ida Earl, Gregory Hanner, David Tamarin, Mary Jane Dunlap, Michael Martinez, Stacy Ikes, Rebecca Conroy, Daniel Dubé, Stacy West, Jason Hargrove, Abdullah Olusuken, Charlene Hamawaka, Kim Thomas, Matthew Newsy, and Craig Pitsy. And again, please forgive me if I didn't get your name correctly, but I'm going to stop my share quickly. And I am so excited to welcome all of you as designees. It's a big deal. I mean, many of us write our names so-and-so, Lisa Parenteau, CRS, and then whatever else we have after that. Because honestly, at least for me, and I believe everyone who's on in our Zoom installation today, CRS is our most important designation and the one that we're most proud of. So congratulations to all of those 2020 designees, and I look forward to welcoming many more in the next years to come.
Thank you. Thank you for that report. We appreciate it. And again, congratulations to all the new designees. Of all the years to accomplish that, can you imagine in this year waiting for your production or some other criteria to meet it? I mean, that's just the icing on a crazy cake. That's what we're going to call 2020, a crazy cake. This is the future of CRS, guys, and we look forward to hearing your input and seeing your ideas and your involvement. So congratulations. You may want to reach out to our new designees, just congratulate them and welcome them. I think, no event is going to be complete until we've shown Sheryle all the love in the room. So I think we'd like to hear from Gary Rogers now. Gary, if you're available, Gary, you've got the mic.
Thank you. Sheryle, I want to tell you how impressed I've been watching you, talking to you. We've known each other a long time, back when you were a manager at the old DeWolf days. We became friends back then. I've been super, super impressed with the way you've managed a bunch of all of us as egos. Clearly, we don't always see eye to eye, but you stuck the course and you kept us on track. You also didn't micromanage, which I think is a really rare and hard to find skill set, and you were a master of it. It says a lot that you entrusted Kelly and Nora. They've both impressed me from out here as far as an event coordinator, and just both of them diving in deep and keeping us front and center with our members is incredibly impressive. The trust you put in others. And I was just really blown away. You have a lot of talent here in the chapter and will continue to, but you weren't afraid to tap into it and let them tap into it. For example, Kelly, with her huge network from being on meeting and conference and speaker boot camp and going out and speaking, you just let somebody show what they could do in their resource, and that's what we should be about. So I want to congratulate you and thank you for keeping us all under tap and under wraps and keeping us moving forward. Really great job. Congratulations on a great, great leadership.
Thank you, Gary. Thank you so much. I wouldn't be me without all of you. So thank you. Really appreciate it.
Thank you, Gary. Thank you so much. There's no end to people that just want to talk about you, Sheryle. So I'm just gonna, Teresa Hatton, I know the CEO from the Massachusetts Association of Realtors, just would like to give you a quick message.
Hello, I'm so glad to see all of you, even virtually, not in an MAR board meeting. It's so good to see everybody out at festive fun gatherings like this. I'm sorry we can't be in person. RRC and Sheryle, your installation last year was very special because it was my first event with all of you, and I met so many fabulous, wonderful members, and your smile captures it all. Rick, I just saw that you posted. I sat with you at your table last year. That's where I really got to meet you as well. And I just want to congratulate you. This was our first year not being your sponsor and doing it all virtually. So I'm trying not to take it personally that I arrive and you all left MAR. I'm just kidding. But congratulations on having an amazing 2020, despite all the challenges, despite new support system and carrying it on with a smile and fun. I mean, it's just the epitome of amazing leadership. And I'm so grateful to you and everybody at CRS for all the passion that you bring. I was on mute and apparently my name said Kurt Thompson because my daughter left her bedroom to come down and join me while she had a snack in between her virtual classes. And she said to me, she's like, everybody's so passionate. And yes, I think that sums it up for CRS. The passion you all have for our industry, each other, and learning is just inspirational. So Sheryle and all the officers and members, congrats. And I look forward to working with you for a great 2022.
Thank you, Teresa.
Oh, very nice.
Network directors.
Well, with that, Cheryl, please, let's hear from you. I know that, again, you've had a tough year, but you came out of it just smelling like roses. Would love to hear from you and some final words.
Thank you, Kim. I'm going to read a little recap, which may overlap with some of the reports you've already heard, but let me share the New England Region 2020 story. In January, we began, like any other year, with an approved activity plan, basically 4 to 6 educational in-person credit-based classes and 4 to 6 networking events through our 6 states. As shared earlier, we had an happy hour. That was amazing, a great success. Jackie Santini, our Northern Network Director, secured the venue and sponsors. And of course, you heard our co-chairs for education, Nora and Kelly, led a very interactive discussion on useful apps for real estate business and beyond. It was off to a great start. The next up, we had Karen Stephen and Tom Clancy, our network directors in Connecticut, scheduled to do 2 core education classes in March. And that's when everything kind of halted for us. 2020 National President Richard Waystek called and asked in March, could we arrange a 30-minute event to check in with our members? Miraculously, in just days, we pulled it off, learning to use Zoom, Canva, Facebook events. And one member on our leadership team, communications chair, Kate Lanigan McGregor, entered some 1,200 members' email addresses and forwarded the invite to our 30 minutes on March 30th. Amazing. After such a great response to our event, we launched a program. You see, we struggled with how to manage engaged members in a region encompassing 6 states. Our 30 minutes on March 30th gave our members and us connection. It was awesome to see faces saying hello. So Mastermind Series was born. Our education co-chairs got right to work filling our 30 minutes with timely topics, local and national speakers. As you're going to be seeing, I hope we're seeing a video that they're both working on. And they had a lot of fun if you go on Facebook seeing their promo pieces as well. When you go on our YouTube channel, you'll see like from the beginning, early stages, hopefully how much better we've improved by the time we wrapped up this year. What else was going on? Well, our network director, Ann Enos, had booked Jack Cotton for another repeat sellout capacity core education class in April, which was sponsored by the Rhode Island Association of Realtors. However, then in-person classes were forbidden. So Ann and Jack pivoted to remote learning. A few of us from your leadership team attended our first 8-hour Zoom class from our home offices. And it was still a huge success. National RRC became aware that RRC members still needed to work towards their CRS designations. And now in some areas that business was either not permitted or clients not comfortable working together in a pandemic, it left the perfect time available for learning from some of the most elite instructors in the business, but not 8 hours straight. So the one-day classes became 2 half-days. Kelly and Nora quickly secured and licensed 2 outstanding speakers. And again, timely topics in the most agents business planning season of the 4th quarter. Kim Cameron, top of mind techniques to boost your brand, and Marky Lemon, 7 things successful agents do differently. So I'm happy to report we achieved our activity plan for 2020 and then some. Our finance chair, Rick Coughlin's report was yet another year indicating we've done a good job being mindful of our members' investments. He has grown through the transition with me 3 states to 6. He scours over the P&L statements, and he even saved us a $2,500 charge when he questioned an entry. Rick always has a smile on. He's one of the first to congratulate our team, usually starting off with God bless. So we call him the Rev. And the co-chair, Marie Presti, pivoted to helping us understand the unemployment benefits and the small business loans, and not only just to the leadership and the network directors, but in a mastermind too. So I thank Marie for that. So I'm happy to report we achieved our financial goals and then some. Our Mastermind Monday series was and is successful because we had a mission with a vision. We had collaboration and cooperation from your leadership team. Communications co-chair Christine McClellan religiously made sure we recorded the sessions and posted to our Facebook page and group. And additionally, she created a YouTube channel where most of our sessions can be viewed in replay. In our first quarter, we did add our RCVA, which solved another problem we had, a newsletter communication to members, sharing classes, events, new members, new CRS designees, and your leadership team and network directors' faces and contacts and links to our social sites, with a message to the members to consider, please get involved, reach out to us. I want to thank Network Director Vicki Kennedy, who has held the torch for us up in Maine, always turning into Zoom and inviting others when possible. And by showing up and being top of mind, generated some referrals for her this year. So it's good to show up and see and say hello to your other students on the Zoom calls. But I'm happy to report we achieved connections in communications and then some. Lisa Parenteau has held communications chair, membership chair titles, as well as your president-elect for 2020. President-elect was a special assignment we needed to solidify a roadmap for the future. Lisa is not afraid to ask questions. She volunteers on national committees and always does a fantastic job sharing information from national and bringing it local. She makes fast friends at Celebration and RPAC and other Realtor events we've attended together. And some of the ideas and new friendships have helped how we are building the bench for our future volunteers. Lisa's survey had a great engagement from our region. It has been a pleasure working together with Lisa, and I'm very encouraged that she will take what we've been able to achieve, coupled with her knowledge and amazing energy, and add to the successes of the New England region. So I am happy to report we achieved membership connections and then some. I am incredibly grateful to you all, the friendships I've made, and what I've learned from each and every one of you. We've had the right people on the bus, and there's more room for more people on the bus. So please do reach out and be part of this great region. Thank you very much, Kim. And thank you to us outstanding leadership team and network directors.
Thank you, Cheryl. Thank you so much. And thank you, everyone. I think Lisa has a few words to say before we move on.
Yeah, I just want to, so Cheryl, I sent something to your house that is from our leadership team. And if you have an opportunity to go grab that box and open it, that would be great. I don't know, I'm looking, oh, there she is. So I just want, so it's a box. I just want to say, well, I'll let you open that first. You know, I've worked with Sheryle for a couple of years now. Oh, all right, I'll just let you open it. Oh, now she's getting scissors to open the box. Hold on. What is she doing?
The suspense is killing us.
With this.
What's she doing?
What do you think, guys? Lisa, you gotta prep us for this.
Well, no, when I want to say a few,
there you go. It is what?
It's plastic. It's in a blue box. Some of you ladies will know what the little blue box means.
Reusable plastic? Wow, that's amazing.
She can make those popping noises, Gary. It's awesome.
Who doesn't love those little blue boxes?
We all love those little blue boxes.
I want to get a top like that with all the sparkles.
I saw you in one already, Gary. Come on.
Oh my gosh, we looked at this together.
Oh,
I love it. Thank you so much, everyone. That's beautiful. I'll cherish this forever. Can you see?
So glad. So yeah, so it's a Tiffany key. I just want to take a moment to I'm going to try not to cry also because I don't even have a tissue here. To thank Sheryle DeGirolamo for her amazing leadership these last few years. You know, I've known Sheryle from before we were together as, you know, as leadership team. And, you know, 2 years ago, we all of a sudden had a situation where all of our leadership left at one time, all for, I want to say bigger and better things, but in fact, that was the case. Kurt Thompson became the MAR president. Gary Rogers became the National Association of Realtors Conference Committee person. He was supposed to step up next. And Darlene Sordano had already served 2 years. And so all of a sudden, Sheryle and I were kind of looking around like, where the heck is everybody? And it was kind of the two of us. And we had to just put our heads together and our hearts together. And we, you know, when you volunteer for an association, sometimes you're not really sure why you're doing it, but you're so driven to do it. Like you just have to do it. You feel so strongly about the mission of your association, and you're driven by a higher purpose, I guess, quite honestly. And so we were, and we supported each other. And, you know, she said, well, if you stay, I'll do it. And I said, okay, if you do it, I'll stay. You know, we sort of just decided we would kind of how to do it. And then really for a second year, which is not a typical thing in CRS and RRC, it's not a typical thing for people to serve 2 years. Sometimes they do, but for us, it was really important that Sheryle was willing to stay on for the continuity because we were growing this amazing leadership team that we have had this year and that you'll see that we're bringing on next year. So Sheryle, you have been a mentor to me. You've been an incredible inspiration to me. You've taught me a lot of things, but you've also been a friend. And that's one of the things that makes this different in CRS. We really do become lifelong friends. It's just different. Anyway, so Kim.
Those are tears of joy, in case anybody's wondering. Those are tears of joy.
Yeah.
Oh, well, that was lovely. Sheryle, again, thank you. And Lisa, this is why you're coming in right behind her. The right people at the right time. So thank you both for that. I would like to now move into the recognition of what is going to be Lisa's team under, obviously, the guidance of all that has happened this year. Lisa is going to move us all into the next year with hopefully a whole new set of circumstances. Again, to remind us of what Paul Yorkis said, big things are happening today in the world, but especially here in our region. So without further ado, I'd like to recognize the leadership team that is going to be installed, and let's get right to it. Shannon Buss, the Special Events Co-Chair. Ann Enos, the Special Events Chair. Christine McClellan, the Communications Co-Chair. Kate Lanigan McGregor, the Communications Chair. Karina Robles, the Membership Chair. Nora Lynch, the Education Chair. Marie Presti, the Finance Chair. And last but not least, the great Lisa Parenteau, who will be your 2021 president. So please join me. And with those officers and directors, raise your right hand as you take the oath of office. Do you solemnly and sincerely promise and swear that you will administer the office which you have been elected to the best of your ability and judgment in conformity with the bylaws and constitution of our association? That you will observe and enforce the Realtor Code of Ethics, and that you will, in all your acts, be governed by the principles of honesty, justice, fair play, and in every manner possible, endeavor to promote and safeguard the best interest of our region, its property owners, and the high purpose of our association and welfare of its members. Do you so subscribe? I know you're all saying I do. You're nodding your hands. You may lower your hands. And I'm pleased to say that by virtue of the authority conferred upon me today, I do hereby declare you and officially and duly installed as the 2021 officers and directors of the New England region of the RCC. You've been elected this year as leaders of your association. You're considered leaders in real estate and are knowledgeable about the problems of our industry. Your reward will be great. But remember, leaders know the balance of their personal life, business, and the association. Nurture all three, and you will have a great year. Congratulations to each and every one of you.
Congratulations.
Yay, congratulations. So it is time now, as we all continue to bask in the glory of what we just witnessed, for a short presentation before we get to our inspirational speaker, who has been on our Zoom for a little while, but we've been hiding her as a secret till the end. But we'd like to take a couple of minutes and just have Sheryle and Lisa do the President's Award presentation that typically goes to one outstanding individual, but I think that Lisa and Sheryle have something's changed this year, right?
Let me know when you want me to hit my slide.
You go right ahead, you're up.
Okay, Sheryle, go ahead and hit the slide.
You want me to share mine that has
I can share mine.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay.
So we had some standouts this year, without a doubt. And I think you heard it echoed over and over again today. The President's Award winners are
Nora Lynch, Kelly Sheehan, Catallo, Kate Lanigan McGregor, and Christine McClellan. Thank you, ladies, for all you did this year in 2020. You will be receiving a beautiful trophy coming to your house inscribed with your names on it. So sorry with COVID, it did not come in time, but we'll definitely get it to you. And again, we're totally grateful for everything that you've all done to help our membership in the Northeast region. Thank you so much.
Congratulations to each of our President's Award recipients. That's something else. 4 of them. That says a lot. Congratulations. Okay, guys.
We have one more award. We have one more award. We have the CRS of the Year award.
Oh, you go right ahead. I'm terribly sorry.
Yeah. Sheryle, do you want to do it or shall I?
I'm going to give you the opportunity.
Okay, so every year we have an opportunity to name someone as CRS of the Year, and it's really just an amazing honor. There's a very special pin with a little diamond chip in it that comes along with this award, and when we're all together next year at a National Association of Realtors convention and we have our installation, our CRS of the Year will be awarded there as well. And it's really amazing. So our CRS of the Year this year, has worked tirelessly for a couple of years and is going to remain involved with everything that we do, and keeping good humor, keeping the faith, being very consistent, and always being someone to count on is something that I think has made the CRS of the Year a really important award. And so this year it's going to Mr. Rick Coughlin. Yeah.
Congratulations, Rick.
Rick, I have your fabulous pin right here. That's
Look
the
at that.
CRS. Yeah, the Realtor of the Year award. I know Rick probably has a long speech prepared. I don't know what he. He said he already lost 20. He said he lost 20 pounds for the event already, so he could go on camera. So, Rick, did you want to say a couple of quick words?
I am. You've really caught me almost for the first time in my life as being speechless. And I see Gary Rogers there. Honestly, I am honored. I am honored. This is one of the. You had said it earlier, Lisa, that the CRS designation is the one that you hold in highest esteem, and I feel the same way. I truly believe that this is the PhD for real estate professionals, and it's one that when I had decided some years ago, I can't even recall exactly how long. I'd have to look behind me to see the plaque. But when I decided to go for the CRS designation, the thought was that if real estate's going to be a profession, you really need to get this sort of an education and to be involved with it. And then, of course, once I got the designation, I took advantage of everything that the organization had to offer without really being involved at all until Bill Coleman and Richard Waystack were a couple of people who had tapped me to get a little bit more involved. And at that point there, we were really just beginning to come together as a Massachusetts chapter. And as this has evolved, it's really become probably one of the highlights of my real estate career in the volunteerism I've been doing for the past 37 years, frankly, as this group has been awesome. And I'm thrilled with the dedication of these people. I'm thrilled with the commitment that they have to the industry, to each other, and to our membership. And which is a big reason why I really do want to continue to be involved. Even as I'm on the back nine, frankly. Truly, I'm honored. Thank you. And this, my goodness, thank you.
Rick, congratulations. You make us all want to be better at what we do.
Thank you.
Thank you. Congratulations again. I see that our 2020 national president has joined us. Richard Waystack. We'd like to recognize Richard Waystack. Richard, did you want to say a few words? I know you. There you go.
Hi, Thanks so much, Kimberly. Great job as usual as an MC. And I apologize. I have a previously long scheduled conflict today that I couldn't get away from. So I apologize for not being there. Congratulations to Rick and all the award winners. Very, very well deserved. I just wanted to pop in to congratulate Lisa and her 2021 team. It's going to be a great year for them. I also wanted to give a shout out to Sheryle and her 2020 team for a job well done for a very, very difficult year. You know, this has been a year where new verbs have been used to describe not only our RC, but our businesses and our lives. We've learned to adapt, to pivot, to Zoom. We all became adept at online platforms, and we've all learned to show and to sell property virtually. But, you know, most importantly, what has been one of this year's greatest insights to me is that our communications, no matter how it's done, is the essence of what we do and who we are. You know, you've all heard me say this in the past, but we've truly realized that really don't care about how much we know until they know how much we care. So Lisa, as you begin your leadership journey, remember that the most important part of your job is letting our New England region members know just how much you and RRC care about them. Thanks for letting me stop by to say hello. My very best wishes to all for a safe, joyous holiday season. My number one wish for this Christmas is that we can all be back together sometime very soon to enjoy the greatest of the aspects to me of being a CRS, the fellowship of our friends in RRC. Lisa, congratulations. We all look forward to a great year.
Thank you for your leadership, Richard.
Thank you.
Thank you, Richard. Thank you. What an inspiration. You know, I got to tell you, there's a lot of video obviously out there, and especially on social media, we get an opportunity to see a lot of people sharing their thoughts and opinions, especially in a political climate. But I tell you, when you see Richard on Facebook or social media, and you see that he's put on a video, I got to tell you, the volume is on right away for that. I want to hear what Richard has to say. Just always inspirational, so well-spoken, and really sets a great example as the leader nationally, and has always set a great example. So thank you, Richard. It means a lot to all of us, I know. So guys, you know what time it is. It's almost Leigh Brown time, right? So you guys are crazy excited about this. I know you are. Now, you know, this would be an opportunity for me to read a bio. First of all, I don't think anybody in this room needs to know who Leigh Brown is or doesn't know who Leigh Brown is, but I'm going to pick some of my highlights about Leigh Brown because I don't know if I'll ever be able to introduce her again. So you may know her as the 2017 National President of the Residential Real Estate Council. You may also know her in another vein as an inspirational and motivational international speaker. That's right, because that's just not hard enough to do. You got to add that to your resume. She's actually hilarious. And guys, I don't laugh at a lot. You know, a lot of things, I'm not the type of person that just finds everything funny. No, this woman is funny, like badass funny, okay? And I know you're all shaking your heads, right? Right? Okay, so she's funny and she's successful. She's the top selling realtor in her community, which is Charlotte, North Carolina. Might not get that from the accent though, but so listen closely. She is, let's get down to the nitty gritty now, a two-time RPAC Hall of Famer. And for those that don't know what that is, go look it up because you want to talk about some initials after your name. Hall of Fame, that's just nuts. Never mind once, but twice. But let's talk about what's important to Leigh Brown. Being a wife to her husband, Steve, to being a great mother to Cora and Tim. I guess she's trying to get rid of 3 cats. I don't know why. Maybe somebody's allergic, but she's got cats for adoption if you need them for the animal lovers. She balances her life with running, singing. If you haven't tuned into her Facebook channel on Sundays, you're missing out. It makes me want to learn some of these songs so I can sing along with her, but you got family there. It's like Johnny Carson and Ed McMahon. She's got all her followers. There's people right next to her. She enjoys cooking and gardening and all sorts of things. And in her free time this year, she is going to be the 2021 National Association of Realtors Vice President of Advocacy, because again, she's not busy enough, while she's being the broker owner of One Community Real Estate. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my great pleasure to introduce to you Leigh Brown.
Thank you, you big liar. I like how you said, I don't laugh at everything. That's a crock. And you act like you're all innocent and don't get involved in this shit. You're hilariously inaccurate, but that's why we enjoy having you here. And I love quoting you all over the country because you're the one, though, that came up with the phrase for RPAC that there is no National Association of Homeowners. And there are times that I say that you're from Pennsylvania because I forget, because all of you northern states are kind of the same, which is good because you're the New England region and y'all can adopt Pennsylvania at some point too. And probably don't want New York. Their taxes are too high. Nobody wants them. And Sheryle, I've got to say, I'm really jealous of your little Tiffany box because all I had was a cookie shaped like a key. It didn't come from y'all. It came from somebody else, but I saved it for today so I could toast with a cookie because I like to eat. Eating's my love language. But I'm grateful for each of you that's willing to serve this organization. And I do have to correct something in my bio, though. You said I was the president of RRC. I was the president of CRS before we went through this hellacious name change that people still don't understand. And so sometimes I say I was the president of the council formerly known as CRS, kind of like Prince was the artist formerly known as Prince, for those of y'all that are my age. And I don't guess anybody here's younger because we're CRS. There's nobody young in CRS, but we can work on that. That's totally got to be one of the goals of the organization, is to bring younger members in, because people like Rick have already said they're on the back nine and going to have to pass along those ideas to somebody. We all know how old Gary is, and we're just not going to dress waist-stack because, you know, he'll just go walk on the beach or something and look all fit, and then we're just back to square one. So instead, let's think about this concept of bringing people in, right? Because that should be one of our primary goals as leaders in real estate. And when we say bringing people in, there's so many different angles for that in real estate. You can talk about bringing members into this network, and that's important. It's important that we continue to grow our fellowship and that we lean on each other for mentorship and for advice and for counsel and ideas and for friendship. And I love that it was pointed out that there is a definite kinship in the leadership team. And I'll tell you that anybody who's served in volunteer leadership knows that exists in almost every volunteer team, not all, but almost all of them on all these levels, whether it's your BNI groups or Rotary or here in the RRC or at MAR or Connecticut Realtors, whatever y'all call yourselves. And I guess Rhode Island's here too. Hey, Shannon, you know, there's like two of y'all. And then you have NAR. And so all the leadership teams learn how to work together. And generally, when you go through really rough times, it's when you really get stronger because you have to lean on each other. And we're in a profession that's not known for that. We're not known for leaning on each other. We have the reputation of being a bunch of money grubbing bloodsuckers. And frankly, we haven't done enough to combat that image. This year, though, has given us more opportunities than we've ever seen to lean into our communities and to check on our neighbors and to think of prospecting more as checking on people than on asking them, who do you know that needs to buy or sell a house? Because God help us if any realtor has said that this year. If they have, I hope they get strung up, because that's just tacky and awful. And we don't have to be tacky and awful because we are essential. And it's time for us to think about bringing people in so that they too can put that message forth in our client communities that need us. Because when we think about bringing people in, it's more than this particular network and this council, it's into the realtor space. When we think about the age of the average CRS, we are an older designation group, frankly, because we have more experience than other realtors. We sell more houses, we make more money, we're the top of our game, which means we have an even bigger job, guys. We get to tell other people in miserable jobs that they hate, that they too could make it happen in real estate, that there's a benefit to that low barrier to entry that we bitch about a lot. If you think about it, we complain a lot, all of us, and I will shake the long bony mom finger of shame at all of us, including me. We say it's too easy to get into real estate. But if you consider where each of y'all came from before you came here, how happy were you in the job you were in before real estate? for most of us, there was something that wasn't perfect. It wasn't clicking on all cylinders, which weren't there. And then you got to real estate and you found your place. You found your opportunity to put in all the work and all the ideas and create all the relationships and get all the hugs at closing, which frankly, that sucked at the beginning of COVID, not to hug at closings. I'm hugging again now because they said it's 15 minutes of exposure to get COVID. So I'm just hugging for 15 minutes or less so that I can not get it, but I can get the hugs because it matters, right? What we do is such an intimate, relational, important thing. And sometimes we lose sight of that because we do get focused on our businesses. So in 2021, one of the jobs of this team has to be to look outside yourselves, that you look into your client bases and into your neighbors and into your communities and go to people and say, I think you'd do great in real estate. And to encourage them to look at this wildly competitive, insane business as a better option than what they're dealing with right now. We've been fortunate, y'all. We should be the most insanely grateful we've ever been to be in real estate because we've been the top performing economic sector throughout the country as we have gotten back after that first 15 days to slow the spread. As realtors got back essential status, we've knocked the cover off the ball. And many of y'all have never been busier. Interest rates are low and people are at home and they're tired of the people they live with. They're tired of the house they're living in. And so they're ready to go forth and do new and great things. And you've been a part of their journey. But no matter how many realtors there are, there's always room for more. There's always room for somebody to come in and replace you, whether it's in your volunteer life or in your realtor life. I met this really neat lady on Saturday. She's dating one of my clients. He's currently separated. And so it's kind of a messy relationshipy thing. But as the realtor, you get to have lots of opinions about what people are doing. And I told him not to let her pick because she ain't legally required to be there. And he's got to have his free trader agreement. Y'all know how messy it can be. And so he and I were having this conversation and I was talking to the lady friend and she's hilariously opinionated and full of shit. And I said to her in one house, I said, you belong in real estate. And she said, why do you say that? I said, because you're extremely opinionated and full of shit. I think you do great in this business. And she said, well, you know what? I'm tired of banking because she's been in banking for 30 years. She's actually a pretty high powered VP. And she and I got along like peas and carrots. She's like 4 feet tall and wearing these real tall heels. And so I did not identify with that part of her, but overall we just had a great time. And as we're walking through these last couple of houses, she kept saying, why did you think I'd be okay in real estate? And I said, well, tell me why you're asking me back about it. And she said, I've always wondered how I'd do. Y'all, people are always going to wonder about how they would do in leadership, how they will do in this profession, how they will do as a parent or a spouse or an aunt or an uncle or a volunteer. They don't know until somebody along the way acts as an encourager. So when you think about looking outside yourselves this year and beyond, right? We're always going to say and beyond because in 2020, it's always been about and beyond because you can't stop. You can't slow down. You can't give up. You have to think about the and beyond. And so when we look at that opportunity to bring people into this profession and we have that opportunity to bring them into networks like this, we got to think about the bigger picture of real estate, y'all. One of the challenges we have in this organization, and I've said it out loud before, I say lots of things out loud that I don't remember saying, but you just don't ever have a filter and you don't have to apologize for it. But we sometimes forget that when we are at the top of our profession, we have an obligation to be available to more than just ourselves. I hate the phrase official family. It has driven me crazy the whole time I've been a CRS, and I get it. I've experienced it. I know what you guys have done for me when I've had rough times. Y'all have leaned in. You have taken care of me, and I love you for it. But when we say that phrase official family, we tell other people that this is a family that they're not part of. You got to think about that. What if we said instead that we are the official idea bringers of real estate, that we are not an exclusive club, that we are just a bunch of real estate nerds who like to hang out and get better, but that we make ourselves accessible to more people? Because I will tell you, I firmly believe that every realtor who wants to survive in real estate, and more than survive, they want to do really big things, needs to be involved in this network. The education changes your profitability. The network changes your outlook. But we cannot take for granted that some people don't see an access path in there. And it's the same thing with home ownership. We can't kid ourselves that there's people in our communities, and that doesn't matter if you're in a high price point or if you're working the trailer houses like me. I've got 2 trailers under contract right now. Thank you. And financing is tricky, but you know, it works. It works. It matters because it matters to them. And so when we look out into our communities and we look around ourselves, wherever you're spending time and money, there's somebody that's got a dream of home ownership and may not know it's available to them because maybe their credit score sucks. Maybe they had a really bad run in with that first college credit card. Do y'all remember that first college credit card? Some of y'all, you have to think back a little further in time, but you were walking the quad in college and they had those little tables set up where you could buy used cassettes and records. That's going to date me. We didn't have CDs back then, but we had cassettes and records on the table in the quad. And there was a little table with credit cards and they would let anybody have one. Y'all remember that? And your line would be like $500. And what'd you do with it? Maxed it out right away because there's no education that goes along with that. And for a lot of our neighbors, that's where their financial education starts and stops. They are allowed into a space that devastates them for the long haul. And then to our detriment, and we'll call us out on this. You get a phone call from that person 10 years later and they say, hey, I got your name from Jack and I want to buy a house. And you're a realtor. You're like, heck yeah, you can buy a house. Woo, let me hook you up with my lender. I love my lender. Hook you up. And your lender calls them and calls you back and says, girl, he ain't buying a house for 12 years. If ever, it's a 500 credit score and not going anywhere. And what do we do with that? The most advanced of us will say to them, well, let's put you on a plan and then you check back when you're ready because it's 3, 4, 5, 7 years out. And then we drop them. We got to be honest, right? Because you say, Leigh, I don't have time. I can't work with somebody who can't buy because I got bills to pay. I got to find somebody else. My bandwidth is run out. I'm busy anyway. I get it. We're really good at using busy as an excuse, aren't we? If we're super honest with ourselves, look, be honest with me. Who's used busy as an excuse for something at some point in your life? Kelly, you're like the most honest, like an airport traffic controller over there with all the arms going. But you think about it, we do use it as an excuse for not doing really uncomfortable, hard things. So when you're thinking about real estate leadership in 21, I want you to think about really difficult, uncomfortable things. Whether it's encouraging people to get into a business that's already heavily trafficked with heavily busy competitors, or it's finding a way to take care of the 500 credit score. And here's why, y'all. This is something that bothers me about the young people, which is how I know I'm as old as Gary, because I talk about the young people. And when you look at their generation, Bob's laughing too, because Bob's just glad I didn't say his name. That's kind of awesome. The reality is our young people right now don't have a lot of resilience, which is why so many of them are beaten down by the COVID era. They're so fearful and so afraid. They don't know what to do next. They don't know how to persevere. And frankly, we didn't get there, right? On accident. We got there because many parents covered up everything for their kids. They've made sure everything was easy and possible, which makes it real hard for young people to get into real estate where you're going to get your ass kicked on a daily basis and people just aren't used to getting kicked down and getting back up. But to fix the resilience issue, it takes encouragers. And here's what I mean by that. I don't know if y'all are watching, there's a competition program on Netflix. I like to watch reality TV because frankly, it's way better than the rest of the smut that's out there. And there's this show called Strong. Have y'all seen Strong? It's a bunch of like housewives and women who aren't happy with their shape. And so they connect them with like the world's top trainers to beat them up and get them all in shape and stuff. And not because of their physical exterior appearance, but because of how many of them aren't strong here and aren't strong here. And there's definitely a correlation. But this one girl, before she got kicked off, and I won't give y'all any spoilers in case you go and look for it, but she kept failing. And her trainer kept saying to her, I don't care if we win or lose. I care that you don't stop. I care that you keep picking yourself up, that every time you fail, you try again. And so I think about that in relation to our next generation of homeowners, y'all. They've been beaten down by COVID. Many of y'all have had a rough time too, but y'all are grown people. Y'all know how to manage. Most of y'all had a little bit of savings. Some of y'all didn't, but that's a different discussion. You should. But most of us had a little bit of a way to persevere through. Our young people don't have that. They're scared. They don't know what to do. And their parents want to do for them instead of encouraging them to fall down and get up and go. And the same thing has to happen in real estate. You fall down, you get up, you keep moving. COVID, you fall down, you get up, you keep moving. You didn't get the committee assignment you want, you fall down, you get up, you keep moving. You didn't pass the broker's exam, you fall down, you get up, you keep moving. And we have to think about this for that low credit score buyer. If they run into a realtor that says, call me back in 5 years, no problem, that's not encouragement. That's brushing somebody off. So what I'm going to ask of y'all is this, that you think about the neighbor around you that needs to be picked up and helped forward. You don't do it for them, right? You can't make everybody get down the road. You can't make everybody do. I'm not suggesting that you can have a magic fairy wand. What I'm suggesting is this, that when that neighbor calls you and they can't buy a house for at least 3 years, and your preferred lender gives them a checklist, right? And probably puts them on some stupid automated text program, which is a burr under my saddle too, because that doesn't encourage anybody. That's canned bot stuff, and we all know it. So what I want you to do is talk to your preferred lenders and make sure that they're willing to go that step further for their neighbor, just like you are, because you're CRS people. Our people go one step beyond, and we have to lead the way on this. That you look at your little Google Calendar and you go to it, and in 6 months you make a task and then put their name and phone number and say low credit score encouragement. 6 months from then you make another task and you say low credit score encouragement. I'm gonna tell you what's gonna happen. The first time you call them back in 6 months, they're going to screen you, because this is how it works in my world. And when I get screened, I say, hey, this is Leigh Brown at One Community, and you and I spoke a little while back, and my lender over at Fairway gave you a list of things you need to do. So I'm just checking to see if you're good. If you need anything, I'm here for you. The next 6 months, I make that same phone call, and that's when they call me back, y'all, and it's kind of fascinating. Almost every time it's, well, I just wasn't sure. I mean, it's a lot. I don't have any money. I don't have any time. I'm too busy to fix my future. And I say, that's fine. Tell me which one you can fix. I got to fix this Target card. Well, what's wrong with your Target card? I think that they gave me the wrong, well, then call them, friend. You call them right now, and then you call me back and I'll help. It's not that you have to be the expert. It's that you have to be the one that says, I see you, I notice you, and you can do this. It's the same thing we do in leadership. But if your leadership doesn't extend from outside this regional network into the communities that you serve, into the buyers' homes and the sellers' homes, and says to them, we can figure this out, then your leadership's not doing all the great things it can do. We've got to bring people in. What we do has been beaten up this year. I mean, look at all the drama at the beginning of COVID. All the people and all the elected officials, municipalities, counties, and states that said we were non-essential. Why did they say we were not essential? It's our fault. Y'all know that, right? It's our fault because we've let HGTV tell our story. HGTV does not tell our story correctly. Would y'all agree? I'd love to find a buyer that I can spend 30 minutes showing them 3 houses and sit by a waterfront cafe and pick one, and then Shazam, we're all done. No inspections, no appraisal issues, no ex-wives. It's all so easy. That's not our story. Our story is the wild ex-wife who won't sign the quit claim deed, and the mold, I mean, the fungal growth in the crawl space, and the appraisal that missed, and the encroachments on the survey, and then the lender who needs one more VOE, because for heaven's sakes, can they stop with the 5,000 VOEs right before closing right now? And so that's what we do. And our elected officials didn't know it, because they don't often know how hard we're working to bring people into this space, to bring people into home ownership, commercial building ownership, residential investment property ownership, to bring people into our profession who can make us better. That's a story we got to tell. And that's where CRS has an opportunity, because each one of y'all has changed lives, whether you acknowledge it out loud, you know it or not, you have. You need to go back to those clients. And do this before January's here, because some of y'all are sitting at home drinking during the Christmas holidays anyway, or you're celebrating almost the end of the 8 days of Hanukkah, because let's be honest, 8 days of presents, way to go, Jewish friends. And so if you're celebrating all of that right now, what if you celebrated by calling some of your past clients and said, man, I'm so glad you chose me. I just want to tell you, I'm glad you chose me. Instead of our typical calls, but well, thank you for making me number one. I wouldn't be number one if you weren't number one. That's disgusting and gross, because we have to stop with the disgusting and gross talk and instead just be grateful. And if they say, well, you kind of sucked at X, you say, oh, hot damn, I got to do better. Let me write that down and get better. Because CRSs love getting better. That's why y'all took all those classes this year. That's why you have people like, well, I'll pick on Kelly again because she was being our air traffic controller, but she is leaning into new networks. Kate, you're part of that network now. And when you lean into networks where you see other people that are willing to come in and make you better, you say yes to that. You bring it to Lisa and Cheryl and the rest of the leadership team and say, let's make us all better. And then we got to go another notch, and you got to tell people that story, including your elected officials, because they don't know what you do. They don't know who you are. They don't even know that you exist. So when you're thinking about RPAC, and by the way, Cheryl, I'm proud to see you're wearing your most expensive jewelry over there. Nicely done. I can see it shining on that sparkle sweater. We're totally getting one for Gary though, right? Are we getting Gary one of those sequin sweaters as a present? Christine said yes. Okay, just making sure. And so when you think about the conversations that we have to have, they've got to happen on every level right now. And that means you need to call your city councilmen and your school boards and your county commissioners and all of those people that nobody knows when they vote for them on the ballot, who they are. You're just like, that name sounds all right. Let me pick this one out of here. I'm going to go with every other one, which is how people vote locally, and call them up and say, I just wanted you to know that if you have questions about property taxes or yard signs or stuff, I'll be available for you. Because how many realtors have done that on the local level? Who do we like to call? We like to call our state house people maybe, but generally you like to call people in DC because it feels fancy, it feels big. But y'all, big things happen when you start at the most granular level, which is also how you are big things with the people that you serve. Because last thing I'm gonna tell y'all here before I let you go is that every single one of us should be striving to be the next version of ourselves. And we don't know what the next version is. We're not supposed to know. And that's why you're going to have to try new things this year. And if you are scared to be out in public because you're so scared of COVID, try to find a way to get back out. And if you are somebody who's not scared at all, try to understand the ones who are, that we bring ourselves back to a place where we are listening and responding and hearing each other as humans. Because the next version of ourselves should always be the better version. Sometimes it's not, but we can't go backwards. This group has to lead the way forward, and you have to make sure that door is open to other realtors and that they get to see inside this and they don't feel excluded. They feel wanted and needed and noticed. Leadership team, you got to double yourselves. Get a surrogate out there, get somebody else involved, make this bigger. We've been working on that in a lot of different aspects in realtor world, and it's still a nut we have not cracked, but we can. And you guys have the numbers and the geographic reach to do really big things, as long as you know that this is life and you are you and life is life. And if we all acknowledge that you are you and I am me and life is life, we can get through anything and beyond. So thank you for having me today. I'm so appreciative for each of y'all that is willing to serve. For those of y'all that raised your hand and maybe you didn't land in leadership at this particular moment, you've landed somewhere. You are you and life is life. And each one of us has to understand the impact that we make, because it's big, it's huge. And anything I can do for y'all, you know, I'm here on the East Coast. Y'all just ride down 95 and 85 and come see me. Or you can get on a plane and come see me. Or you can call me, but I'll screen you. So you should probably text or message, because that's frankly easier than trying to call me. And we do good things for each other. So let me turn it back over to whoever wants to be in charge. I mean, I guess that's probably Kim can be back in charge again. So she likes that. But
Leigh Brown, everyone. Congratulations. Leigh, thank you so much. Happy holidays to you and your family. Thank you for joining us here. We so much appreciate it. Guys, we're almost wrapping up. Thank Leigh Brown, and also let's turn it over to Lisa before we end today.
Yes, that was so amazing. You know, I was so, I thought, oh, who would I love most to give our inspirational, you know, talk? And if we'd been in Quincy at Granite Links, I would probably not have been able to have gotten Leigh Brown. So one of the many other gifts of the pandemic, which we continue to look for. So I am just so thrilled. What an amazing time this has been. I want to thank everyone so much, especially Paul and Annie and Kim. You did an amazing job. Leigh, of course, that was just, you know, I know it's recorded, so I just can't wait to hear some more about that. You know, thank you so much for everyone's time and talents in making today such a really wonderful success. I want to also, you know, I really wanted today to be about thanking our 2020 leadership and about looking at our 2021 team. And I couldn't be more thrilled knowing that, you know, we have this network of people to continue to do the work and to be courageous as we need to really work on our innovation. I'm going to certainly hear an awful lot from me over the next year or so, but there's just a quick thing I want to talk about, and then I'm going to wish everyone well. We sort of chose 3 words. A couple of years ago, actually, Sheryle and I have talked about 3 words: innovate, educate, and inspire. And those are going to continue to be words that guide us, that help our focus as we make decisions on the behalf of our membership in this next year and really for the community. We are committed to innovating fun and new ways to deliver on what Richard Waystack has always reminded me are the 3 pillars of strength for RRC. Those pillars, as we know, are our education, which is beyond any other education that's offered in the real estate world, the networking that we offer for each other, the community that we build, and honestly, the referrals that we're able to freely share with each other, because we know, even if we've never met that CRS in Tulsa, Oklahoma, we know they're a CRS and they're at the top of their game. They've got high production, they care about their clients, and they want to make a positive change. So that's a big piece of who we are. We are committed to innovating new ways. To do this, we're going to really continue to collaborate with other organizations like the Women's Council of Realtors and ARIA, to name a few, to serve and to grow together and to hopefully provide inspiration to each other, as we always want to be the rising tide that lifts all boats. And acknowledging, as Leigh said, that we are realtor nerds. We are. I can remember sitting at a dinner in San Francisco with about 20 of us. It was late, 10:30, 11 at night, and we're still swapping stories about who knows what. And I thought to myself, there's nobody on the planet, and I was having a ball. I didn't want to leave. Nobody on the planet that would be sitting there that late talking about something falling out of escrow and some crazy, but we just love it. We're real estate nerds, and we need to just like wear that CRS, a real estate nerd, you know, love it. This is undoubtedly been a year unlike any other, yet with big shifts really bring big advancements and even bigger opportunity. So if we work together, I know we will continue that, grabbing onto these new opportunities. I'm looking forward to serving as your 2021 New England Region President and to always finding new ways to connect each other and to serve our members, our real estate community, and our community at large. We're going to fall down. We need to get up and keep moving, as Leigh Brown just reminded us. And I just want to wish you all a very peaceful and delicious holiday season. Thank you so much for being part of this today.
Thank you, Sheryle. Thank you, Lisa. Congratulations to everyone, our award winners, our business partners, everyone that was installed. And thank you all for attending. I know it means a lot to our leadership, and have a safe, safe, safe holiday. And we'll see you in 2021. Thank you.
Thank you, Pam. Thank you, everyone. Congratulations, Lisa.